Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming, and this is The Walking Dead and Random Things live episode number 27. So what an action-packed week we're all having. Lots of information. The season premiere came out, blowing everybody's mind. And hold on, everybody just take a deep breath and chill the funk out with Carl. Just give me a second here. Let's wrap ourselves around this. I know spoiler pages, it's reporting, things are going out, there's some drama, there's some rumors. We will get into that, but it is the topic of conversation and people are jumping in, and I've had 20 people already. This is going to happen, this is going to happen. It is not confirmed at this point. Even the people that are reporting it are saying it is not confirmed. So don't grab a hold of it as if it is true at this point. We do know there's going to be some death. We do know that's going to be a possibility. It's stacking up, but at this point, it is an unconfirmed spoiler. It is not confirmed. It is not scripted. It is not validated by any single person at this point. So let's just stop for a second. It will be absolutely a bombshell if it's true, but so many people hear it and they're reporting it as if it is true. We should learn our lesson with stuff like this at this point. So we will get into it in 1 second. So I had to start out because I know people are going to watch the playback on this, and we will get to that. We will talk about it in length at this point. So first of all, I want to say what's up to everybody. Hopefully you guys are having just a wonderful, wonderful week. I know I've been super, super busy. We're going to be on both sides of the fence with this. Some people are going to say absolutely, some people are not, but I'm not going to lead in with that conversation. I know there's going to be a lot of stuff. So what I'm going to ask you for the random things, try to stick to topic. Moderators, I want you to keep a close eye on some of the people that are in chat, because it's not really trying to monopolize the chat in one direction. We will get to it. You can see we have 6 different topics we're going to talk about, and when we get to that, you will have more than a chance to say your piece. But I do want you to participate in the other parts, because this is random things. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things. This is not strictly dedicated to a rumor that's starting to circulate. There we go. So I think I've said my piece at this point. There we go. What's up, Steve? Good to see you, man. Thank you to all my moderators in the house, and just want to say thank you to all the 999 Army that is out there. People are going to start to stream in a little bit. This is our Tuesday night thing, man. This is our gig. Whether we're in season or not in season, we're going to do this thing. We've got Halloween coming up. We've got an 80s showdown we're going to talk about tonight. We have to continue where we left off last week. But the first thing I want to talk about, let's get into our first topic, is I'm talking about some weird habits, because some things did come up, just around some people over the weekend. And I don't know, it's just a random conversation, as it would be. And I realized I have some strange habits. And I'm hoping that I'm not the only person that has this. So I'm going to list 8 or 9 of the top weirdest habits that are out there, like that makes people do weird things. And then I'm going to ask you for a couple of your weird habits as well. So here's a couple. We'll start with, and we'll count down, and then I'll get to kind of like the number one. So counting down, let's see, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'll give you the top 8 that I got 9. So we'll do kind of like a mini little top 9 here. And we'll talk about some weird habits. So 9th weird habit, as voted on this particular website, is when people fake a yawn. So how many people have done that? How many people have either, you're calling in, you kind of do that, or maybe you're semi-bored, or if you're around people and you want to leave a little early, something else is going on. So how many out there have actually a weird habit? How many of you have faked a yawn? Or do it on a regular basis? Not maybe just one time, like regularly fake things. Keep it clean, everybody. Keep it clean. We're talking about yawns right now. We'll wait for a few of these comments, and then I'm going to give you the rest of the list, because some of these are really interesting things that people have done. All right, so several people have. Some people do it more often than others. How about skipping the bottom stairs? That's a weird habit. You start going downstairs, and you get to the last 2, and you just kind of jump over the last 2. Weird habit. People do it. I think I do it too. I think I do it with handrails. The more I read this list, I'm like, man, I'm a freaking weirdo. I do all of this stuff. I guess if everybody does it, it's not weird. Wouldn't it be normal? Maybe the people that don't do it are weird. Just a question. So yes, I do. I get down to the bottom couple stairs and I just kind of grab the rail and skip around. I'm sure some of you do that as well. No? No, Tina? Okay, Carol does it. So yeah, Angus does it every other. N'Kobe skips every other. Okay. All right, moving on. How about enunciating, like Wednesday? Instead of saying Wednesday. Actually, I just went Southern on you guys. It's Wednesday, but I just said Wednesday. That's the way you say it in the South. Shanny, do you say Wednesday? That might be too. That might be even more South for Shanny. Wednesday. So to go phonetically with your words there. Do some of you do that just to kind of remind you? That's a weird habit. I don't think I do that. All right, let's move on to number 6. Claiming to read an entire book that you didn't read. I think that would be in a classification of lying. I don't know if that's a weird habit or just a blatant lie. Claiming to read it. Yeah, I read that book. And maybe only read a little bit of it. Or maybe even saw the movie. Yep. A few more people do that. Shandy's like, that is way, way south. You're like from the deep part of Georgia. All right, number 5. I know I'm going to bust a lot of you on this. And I always try to keep, you guys know me. You guys watch my videos for a long time. I try to avoid topics that can get rather risque in a hurry. But yeah, how many people strip down as soon as they get home? Just not looking for any visuals here, not looking for any pics. I feel overdressed sometimes. And I got to tell you, I just like stripping down to the at least sweat shorts or something. A lot of sleeves, a lot of stuff. I do wear socks, though, like on a regular basis. I don't like walking around barefooted for some reason. Wilson's like, always. That's me. I do it. I guess it's probably easier if you don't have kids. People that have kids, they probably they don't run home and just kind of completely. Shanny, that is a weird habit. It's exactly what it said. I didn't want to. Shanny's like, I strip as soon as I get in the door. So that's like priority number 1. So the more I see you guys type it, once again, it's a weird habit. I don't think it's very weird. Wilson's command. Tommy's like buck naked. All right, you guys stop. All right, we're moving on to another topic before this gets out of hand. How about how many of you come up with a great comeback 4 hours after you could have come up with the comeback? Like somebody says something and you're thinking like, oh man, that would have been perfect to say at that moment. So how about a delayed comeback? That is number 4 on the list of weird things that people do. And I guess what makes it more weird is when they tell other people about it. Because they say, I should have said that. We'll see who has the delayed comeback. Tina B's like, definitely. Brene, same thing. Actually, I have to tell you, that is not a weird habit of mine. I got to be honest, I'm a little clever. Like, I usually come up with the comeback, like, right away. Sometimes it's better that I don't. Sometimes I wish I just would have shut up. Like the other day, and I get a lot of smart-ass people on my videos. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, people want to comment on everything. Like, I did a video, and maybe I told you guys the story, but last year I was doing a lot of speculation videos. Not all of them were correct. And then we got the spoilers, and I did post the correct spoilers like the last 3 months. But in April of last year, like 6 months before, we did a lot of forums, and we did some what-ifs. Like, what if Michonne died? What if Glenn died? What if, and we're coming up with all these theories to justify it. So, of course, one of the videos I did was that Glenn would not die. And, you know, there were arguments to it. And people took this super, super serious. It's got like 1 million views. And I'm not even joking. That's not an exaggeration. So I left it up. I'm like, I'm going to have some fun with this. But a year later, we have people still commenting on that, like, oh, but you feel like an ass now. Glenn didn't die. Or Glenn didn't die. It's like, no. It's, you know, I can't comment to everybody who has like a real smart remark. But I did for a while, you know, like it would be like, I bet you feel stupid, you know, that happened is, you know, you'd say like, well, I bet you feel stupid commenting on a video. It's a year old. It was 6 months beforehand. That's not kind of like the quick wit. But I did do a hidden clue video the other day. And, you know, Carol's by the cement and over his shoulder is like a flower or a flower-shaped cookie. So, and I said in the video, hidden clues, I said, well, you know, hey, maybe it's a flower, maybe it's a cookie. And this guy says, well, maybe, you know, you're blah, 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 something along the lines. You got to be idiot. You know, it's definitely not a flower. So then I told him maybe it's a flour cookie made out of flour. Anyway, it's corny, but that's kind of the quick wit. I didn't think about it 4 hours later. It was like instant when it came to me. Okay, I'm moving on to the next topic because I think I've drug that out long enough. All right, number 3 is people that pretend to like things like it's unique to them. So let me give you an example. And I know you guys are going to feel as weird about this as I do. It's a weird habit. Like you say, oh, I really like Daryl. Okay, well, you and about 10 million other people really like Daryl. So they act as if it's unique to them. And so do you guys do that? Do you have like some specific things that you say, oh, I really like that? Or maybe you're at a theme park. It's like, I really like this roller coaster. Yeah, well, so do all the other people out there. It's just a weird habit. What's up, Trev? That's okay. Well, I like Steph too, Wilson. So there you go. But that's universal. Everybody likes Steph, and that's what makes it unique to us. Shani doesn't do it. So you're not as weird as the rest of us. Okay, this one is going to get all of you. I guarantee you almost 99% of people do this. And this isn't weird at all. When you're in the shower, you cup water and you act like it's a waterfall. I do it. So, like, check that one off my list. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. So how many people in the shower? So see, I told you guys I was going to avoid it. Now I've got, I know the people that take off their clothes when they come home, and now I know the people that have weird shower habits. See, it's like a secret way to get information. It's not. How many people cup water in their hands and act like it's a waterfall? April Russell, I really like this channel. April, I have to tell you, I really like this channel too. I'm just being honest. Okay, so see, a lot of you do this weird stuff in the shower. And number 1 weirdest habit before we move on to the next topic is tucking yourself under covers to hide. Maybe this will be a segue into some Halloween stuff. Tucking yourself under covers to hide from something. You know, maybe you're afraid or something was going to happen, but that is the number 1 weirdest habit. I don't do that. I will tell you though, sometimes I like to immerse myself completely under covers. And I don't know what it is, but it gets warm really fast when you do that. It's like if it's really cold, because all of us run home and we strip down, right? Then if it's during the wintertime, I jump up under the covers sometimes and just cover up. And then if you breathe under the covers for like 15, 20 seconds, then you're warm. But then you run out of oxygen, so you expose your head, and it's cold again. I know I should. I'm acting like I can't afford heat in my house. I actually do, but it still is a habit. I think I've done that ever since I was little. So anyway, there you go. There's a list of weird habits. So here is a article I read. I'm going to transition to the next topic because I know everybody's like, get to number three, let's talk about Carl. No, I'm not. We're going to take our time. So the next big thing, I read an article, oddly enough, you guys are sports fans. This was a comment that Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, made, and he's a billionaire, of course, because, I like to read what very successful people do, because if you copy some of their habits, you'll become more successful, or not. So one of the things that he said that you can do, because you can invest, the stock market has a rate of return, maybe the last 5 years, 11, 12%. So it's a pretty good return. But now, with stocks going up and the whole space getting a little bit more crowded, people are looking for ways to make money. And when I saw this, at first I was like, it seemed weird. I got to be honest with you. But then the more I thought about it, it was like, that's not weird at all. It's absolutely brilliant. It is one of the most brilliant things that I've ever heard if you're just talking on a percentage basis. So here's what he said. He said, if you were to buy 2 years worth of soap or 2 years worth of toothpaste in bulk at a discount, it would be better investment than investing in stocks. So I thought about it for a second. I'm like, is this guy, he's a billionaire, but he's gotten wacky. Something's wrong with him. So I thought about it. So you buy toothpaste, and toothpaste doesn't go bad for like several years, right? So say there's a sale, 50% off toothpaste, and you buy 2 years worth of stock. And let's say a tube of toothpaste is $2. In 2 years, that tube of toothpaste, even if it goes up to $3, you've just saved 33% on your money. Now, bear with me for a second. I know it sounds a little bit corny, but it's the same thing. Making 33% or saving 33%, there's no difference. So if you look for items that are either like a flash sale or something you can buy, I'm not just talking about buying Christmas cards a year in advance, although that probably would work too. But looking for things that you could buy, like, people have their bug out bags and things they could stock up. They don't really buy those things looking at it as an investment. They buy it looking at it as if there's an emergency, I got plenty of water. But if you were to buy something that wouldn't expire and it's going to go up in value later on, now the flip side could be it could go down in value, but most things don't because they get more and more expensive to produce. So, yeah, and I guess we've talked about it before from a zombie apocalypse type of perspective, but think about it from a pure investing perspective and think about if you could save 15 to 20% and the average stock market returns 12%, then what would make more sense? Buying in bulk would make more sense. Don't buy things you're going to throw away. Don't buy things that are going to be wasted. So here's my question, because I want to get to some of your comments. And here's the prelude for the video. Obviously, it's random things. Most of you guys have been here. We talk about a bunch of different topics, and your comments will be included in this video. This is where I start to call on a few people, and if you don't want your comments included, don't type it. And when the video goes live, make sure that you get over there and leave a lot of comments. So, what item or what items would you buy? Not a zombie apocalypse. What is an item you could think of that you could buy right now in bulk, maybe on Amazon, save money on it. It's going to last you for 2 years, and in 2 years it's going to be more expensive. So now's where you start to throw the items up there. Lindsay Luke says ramen noodles. The thing with ramen noodles is, honestly, I don't know if they've ever went up in value. I don't know if they've ever gotten more expensive. Maybe they have. Maybe you could have gotten them at 20 cents one time, and now they're like 25 cents. But still, that's a 20% gain on your money if you bought them in bulk. Steve Huffman said, I have loads of shampoo and body wash. By loads, do you mean that you have several years worth of stock or you have enough for a couple of months? Trev, he says toilet paper. Toilet paper, it would be something you could buy lots of if you can get it in bulk. Trees become more scarce, the value of toilet paper goes up, and we could probably Google and see what toilet paper was 2 years ago. If you want to do this from a statistical standpoint, you could probably look up a roll of Charmin and type in like a roll of Charmin from 2014 or 2015 and just see what the value is. Detergent. Israel, I don't know that I want to buy gasoline and store gasoline. That's just... Steph says tequilas and chocolate perfume. Steph, what's chocolate perfume? I know where you're going with that. James says vodka. Yeah. hey, if a bottle of vodka is 20 bucks and in 2 years is 25 bucks, you save money. Wine. Yeah, you could do wine. Shampoo. So, like I said, I wanted to kind of get this out to the group because when you first see an article, sometimes you gloss over the article. And then sometimes when you read it, it doesn't make sense. But then when you read it and dig down, it actually does make sense. So give it a little bit of thought. I think some of you don't want to divulge all of your things that you're going to buy because we're all going to be competing on Amazon for the same stuff. But you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to. I don't smoke, so tobacco wouldn't be a thing for me. But there are some things that I'm going to go back and research and say, what could I buy now and buy a lot of it and it would go up in 2 years? Not for an investment standpoint, but things that I'm going to need if I just happen to live for another 2 years. Okay. Next big thing. All right. Speaking of the next big thing, here it is. Let me just say there are spoiler sites reporting that Carl may die. Now, they didn't want to report it, but because the information started getting out there, they wanted to go ahead and post it. So it's been rumored, it's been discussed for some time. Probably since late August, early September, this rumor has been kind of circulating. And it actually started out more so with Michonne. The rumor started with Michonne actually being the person that dies. Then it kind of transferred over to Carl. Let me give you a little bit of an alternate theory, and I don't want to break this theory out just yet because we don't have scripts for it yet. It's not 100%. So the way it's going to go down is there's a battle in Alexandria around the mid-season finale. Carl, episode number 9, Seen with a Bloody Shirt. Everybody knows that Carl is going to he's going to college. So is it one of Negan's men? Is it actually Sadiq? You know, any of these things are possibilities. Could it be Sadiq? And then Carl tells Rick the clue of what Sadiq said. All of these are in the works. So let me preface this by saying it would be very difficult for us to accept that. And it's going to take a little bit of time in order to sort of have all that play out. So I'm going to read a couple of your comments. I know it's kind of emotional to think about Carl, to think about that being a potential situation. Chip Smith says Carl would bring balance. Everything we've known about Walking Dead since the beginning has been about Rick and his love for Carl. So to imagine the show without either one of those is tough. It's tough to think of a storyline. It's tough to think of Rick's purpose. You guys saw a little bit of the hidden clues that I did and also the red-eyed Rick I did earlier today. And I'm still going to stand beside that. I think that's going to be much, much later on. I think because people see that, they're going to validate the fact that Carl has not been seen filming for a little bit. But it doesn't mean that Carl's dead. But it doesn't mean that he's not dead. So let me give you a alternate theory that we could talk about, and I'll read a couple of your comments. So I did the video a little bit earlier today, and we talked about how Rick is several different phases. Like it's Negan's wrath, and then it's Rick's wrath, and then Rick will actually look down and show mercy. Now, when Rick has the tears running down his eyes, or running down his cheek, and he's crying, you hear water in the background. You hear birds in the background. That could be a peaceful, tranquil place. But what's also very strange is in Rick's dream sequence, Rick is older, Judith is older, Carl and Michonne are not. So that would lead me to believe that if Carl was going to die, perhaps Carl and Michonne die, and that is the last living image that Rick has of them frozen at that date. So maybe Rick is older, Judith is older, so it is Rick and Judith, and the two, Carl and Michonne, would both go away. I would think if one happens, both are going to happen. But I'm not ready to jump into that just yet. So Lynn says that would kill Rick, but Carl was telling Rick to have more mercy and maybe he doesn't fight as he would have. It's a possibility, Lynn. So Lindsay said Carl isn't much part of the war in the comics, so if he gets injured, makes room for him. Possibly. You know, maybe Carl's not involved in that time skip. Maybe Carl is the one who leaves. Okay, let me play this out for you as an alternate scenario as well. Carl believes in... we don't know that Carl believes in the mercy and the wrath just yet. We know that Carl met Sadiq. Carl may want Negan dead. So here's alternate prediction number 3. So you heard prediction number 1 is Rick has a chance to kill Negan. End of the season, he doesn't. He provides mercy. Number 2, Carl and Michonne both die. Alternate prediction number 3. In the comic book, and you guys know I did some research on the comic. I've not read up to this point. But Rick puts Negan in jail. Rick and Michonne are not a couple in the comic book. Michonne is so upset that she leaves and they go to a time skip. What if Carl is that Michonne, and because Rick locks up Negan, Carl decides, hey, this is a guy that killed Glenn and Abraham. This is a guy who's getting ready to swing the bat at me. My dad just locked him up. I'm out. What if Carl is the person that takes Michonne's pirate venture and Carl leaves for the time skip while he goes to school? So there's prediction number 3. So I just want to give you guys a few of the different options that I've sort of thought about, but I just don't want to go on record at this point and just say because a spoiler site, a very reputable spoiler site, but let's keep in mind exactly what the spoiler site says. Let me give you just a flash from this, okay? And we will talk about this tomorrow night at length. I don't want to make the whole show about this. Here's the actual reporting, and here's the first line. We have some sad news to report. First, we want to say up front that this is unconfirmed information in caps. Repeat, unconfirmed. So just based on that alone, we gotta sort of skate around it a little bit. So everybody knows the spoilers out there, and everybody who read it understands it, but you just can't take part of the spoiler and the justification and say it's factual when they start out twice and say it's unconfirmed in bold. And let me also say that Spoiling Dead fans page, other spoiler sites have made predictions that are accurate. They've also speculated on things that were absolutely incorrect. Okay? All right. So, now I'm just going to open it up and, yeah, see, there you go. Well, Lonnie likes my pirate prediction. And there's a couple things here at play that are contradictions. One, when Rick kills the guy, or when he stabs the guy on the lookout, he says, I saw you begging. You're going to beg again. We're going to kill your boy. So people are going to use that and say, okay, I'll give you another thing that says they could be after Carl. Negan's got a lot of men out there, and we didn't see really any of them. So we know Negan is on the run. They're not going to stay at the sanctuary, so people are going to die. It's very possible Carl could be one of those people. But on the flip side of that, let's also not forget that Michonne said to Carl, I'll defend you. This will be your place. And he's like, you'll help me defend it. You'll see. So Michonne point blank says, you're going to be in charge of this. Possibility Carl leaves. Maybe that's foreshadowing for the future. I would say it's more likely Carl gets injured. I do think that's very possible he'll get stabbed. I do think that could happen in the mid-season finale. I also think that he could be taken out of All-Out War a little bit, and he could go away to school and come back as the leader of Alexandria. So there's a lot of what ifs. We will. Thank you. I love you guys that are that like my pirate prediction. Just remember, if it happens that way, and Carl leaves the show, well, here's the other thing that makes the pirate prediction strong. And don't go spread my predictions out on Spoiling Dead's fan page, because sometimes when that happens, those predictions that start here become other people's fact. Like Orange Crush theory. 2 people dying. I'm just saying, I predicted it very, very early in the show, and then things happened. What also makes the pirate prediction strong is, remember, Sadiq and Pete. We haven't met Pete, but Sadiq and Pete were both on the boat. So the fact that Carl is getting along with Sadiq could be that Sadiq shows him the way and Carl leaves with Sadiq. You can already see that bond forming. So if it's possible that all those things that were listed on the spoiler site happened, then it's very possible Rick puts Negan away, Carl takes Michonne's comic arc, Carl gets with Sadiq, they take off, they go on a different adventure, and then bam. That's just the way I'm going to put it. And that way we can all sleep at night because we still have Carl around, even though we probably won't see him till after this time skip. Okay. Last thoughts with Carl. I'm going to open it up. Any conversation, general thoughts, good, bad. You think it's going to happen. You think, I see some people that they were really hyped up when they got here, and now I'm giving them some alternate theories. And, you know, Salem, he might not be called Pete. I don't know. Maybe they'll go with a different name. We don't know that Sadiq is Sadiq. We've heard rumors his name is Abood. But what if he becomes the Sadiq from the comic? Yeah, I mean, Lindsay, I mean, we've talked about Tara, we've talked about Rosita, but now that we start to see these other things surfacing, I would say that Carl is as strong a candidate as anybody. Could be. Tom says maybe Carl becomes the pirate and Enid takes over Carl's role. Look, there's a lot of faces that could really step up and get some of the work done. Yeah, like I said, we focus on when they're right, but there's been a lot of rumors that are unsubstantiated that have not panned out. So, as I said, we're going to bring some closure. Tommy says, what if Simon kills Carl? Could happen, but I think it'd be more likely that Carl kills Simon. It will. I do agree with, Grim Reaper. This coming out as early as it did is going to drive people nuts, which is why a lot of people didn't talk about it. They kind of, it's been rumored. It was actually rumored before this happened, and I did hear the rumors about Michonne, that the screaming and the bloody shirt was supposedly her, that it was a stronger possibility she was going to leave, and now it's confirmed that it probably is Carl in that scene, that it's going to be in Alexandria, stabbed, bloody shirt, kind of make you think about it for a few weeks while we're going from the season finale to the next one. I don't think they're going to do that to the viewers, and I do think it's way too early. But it got out there, and the sites that already knew about it had to start. They were running around posting it. I mean, that's why Spoiling Dead's fan page did that, is because some people that already had speculated it leaked it out there a little bit sooner than everybody wanted it leaked. And this year, it doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of sequence. I mean, let's be honest here. I'm as guilty as anybody else. You guys are as guilty as anybody else. I mean, we were doing predictions 4 months ago, And we went through episode by episode. So we're bad. We did our thing. But you got, I think, Ronnie was doing something that said, this is the way the season's going to end. Is this the season finale? So I know, he's putting some stuff out there as well. And then, this comes out 2 months before we're going to see it on television. Then people got to cover their tracks and say, okay, yeah, we knew about this. Because they don't want to post it in 2 months after it's already been put on every YouTube channel in the world. And we are going to talk about it tomorrow during Wednesday Walkers. So be prepared. That will be the topic of conversation, and it's all we're going to talk about. All right, everybody, we're moving on. You guys heard the pirate theory. You heard the Michonne and Carl both die, and you also heard really what I think Rick is going to lock up Negan and his mercy. The smile on his face concerned me quite a bit because he's doing everything he can to hold back the tears at that moment. He just seems very well composed if something were to happen to Carl in that moment. And I just don't see that as being the venue of Carl dying. I think that's going to be a one-on-one between Rick and Negan at that moment. All right. That's a little bit what we got, everybody. All right, I want to move on to the next topic. Wedding crashers. This is just a real random conversation. If you were getting married or you were remarrying the person that you're with, you see like some of these celebrities now. We saw Maroon 5 jump in and play some music. I know what a lot of people are going to say here. Who would you want to crash your wedding? So wedding crashers, if you were getting married for the first time or remarrying someone, maybe a ceremony, who would you have crash your wedding? Hold the Carl thoughts. We will get to Carl officially tomorrow night during Wednesday Walkers. Wilson would go with Tom Hanks. Tina's like, no, Adam Levine. So you want just like the video, right? You just want him to just barge in and just start playing? Oh, I like that, Steve. Steve says Kid Rock. Steve, what would you have him play, by the way? Bruno Mars for Walani. Carol says Motley Crue. Do some what? Smoking in the boys' room? Grim Reaper says Van Halen. It's got what it takes, so tell me why can't this be love? That would be a great wedding song crash. Yeah, I like that. Steve Perry. Tanya. What would Steve Perry sing? Oh, Sherry? Maybe? Kelly Clarkson. Let's see. Oh, there you go, Kelly Burke. I like that. Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. Yeah, good choice. Very good choice. Grimes Girl says Emily Kinney. John Legend. Who else we got? Oh, he's going to play Cowboy. There you go. I like that. Lindsay says Disturbed. No. Come on, Lindsay. Rial's like, I'm marrying for money next time. I don't care who shows up. Oasis, Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, I see where you're going. Steph's like, no crew, I'd be divorced. Open Arms. That would be a great wedding song. DJ Khaled. That's Angus. Because all you do is win, 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 no matter what. Got a wedding on your mind. You can't ever get enough. Well, Grimes Girl says you'll be marrying Carl, so maybe he'll have some free time on his hands in a few weeks. White Snake. Oh, we got all kinds. White Snake and Nickelback. All right, so Jeff, I want to know your White Snake song, and Heather, if If Nickelback played one song at your wedding, what would it be? Lindsay Luke says Kings of Leon. I'm assuming it would be their one hit. See, Aaron, peace, brother. Oh, there you go. I knew Steph was going to go ELO. Don't bring me down. Billy Ocean? What? Caribbean Queen? Maybe? It's okay, Jack. You made it. Better late than never. Okay, a couple more, and we're going to move on to the next topic. I just like to see what songs you guys like, because a lot of stuff is probably in your playlist. I'm going to give you a few Halloween facts, some things that you may or may not have known. This will be, we're not going to do random things on Halloween, so I'm going to give you guys the night off. I'm going to give myself the night off. Kids are going to be coming around trick-or-treating, and I'm going to give them a lot of goldfish, evidently, instead of candy. I think that's better for them. So, actually, I don't know if that's better for them or not. It's better for their teeth. No, you know what? Goldfish, it's probably just as bad. Anyway, they're getting goldfish. They're not getting candy. So there will not be a random things next week. And since next week is Halloween, maybe I'll do a happy Halloween video or something to say what's up. So I wanted to go over something Halloween themed. And I want to know what you guys are doing for Halloween, first of all. Actually, you know what? Let's start with that. What are you guys doing for Halloween? And then I'm going to get into some Halloween facts that you may or may not know. So who's got some awesome Halloween plans? Kel would have Eminem and Tim Tebow performing. Wouldn't that be just like Elton John and Eminem, Kel? Same thing? What do you mean, E-Beach? Why would somebody egg my house for giving them goldfish? Goldfish is great. Sounds like I just scare kids. Watching The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I love it. So Grim Reaper's scaring the neighborhood kids. Is that that's a real thing? You guys just go around and scare people? You got to watch out, man. Some parents might be armed. It's dangerous these days. Cats. Arthur says, I'm not leaving them candy. No, I'm not leaving them bran muffins either. I'm not going to give them X-Lax instead of chocolate either. It's goldfish. Give me a break. It's legitimate. It's legitimate Halloween. They sell them at Costco in bulk. So there you go. See, there's your next big thing. Buy goldfish, which never go bad, in bulk. Use them every year for Halloween. They're cheaper than candy, and you can probably buy 2 years' worth of supply and give them out to little kids. It's bad. And E-Beach, the toilet paper used to, you can buy the toilet paper in advance too, to toilet paper somebody's house. Everything here is a segue. I love it. I love it when a plan comes together. Wow. So everybody just scares kids. All right, so Walani's going to watch a scary movie-thon. Yeah, I mean, we talked about the best horror movies of all time, so we'll have to go back through one of the random things and find out what everybody picked as the best scary movies. There you go. Thank you, Carol. I got one vote. I got one vote for Goldfish being good. And Tommy, Tommy, sweet-ass Enforcer Mechanical, if you guys could slap the like button, that'd be awesome. I know there's 10 or 15 of you that haven't moved the mouse over to the right side. It would be a great thing. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to give you some just Halloween facts. For All Hallows Eve, people used to dance for treats. Instead of saying trick or treat, they would actually do a dance, and they would earn the treats. Silly string is still banned on October 31st in Hollywood, California. If you're caught with silly string in Hollywood on October 31st, it's a $1,000 fine. People in New England may know this. I know there's some Patriot fans. Evidently, there's this thing up there called Cabbage Night, and they have rotten vegetables, and they leave rotten vegetables on people's doorstep. I mean, I've seen people go around pumpkin smashing. That's why you buy a plastic jack-o'-lantern. Just saying. Let's see. There's a Halloween cave in Lewisburg, Ohio. It's 80 feet below ground and 3,564 feet long. What else? $2.8 billion that is annually brought in for Halloween. It's the second largest commercial holiday to Christmas, of course. Houdini died on October 31st, 1926. Greatest magicians of all time. And Halloween, there are more sweets sold on Halloween than Valentine's Day. And you know what? I like Valentine's Day, so I'm trying to switch that around. That's why I'm giving out goldfish, because I believe in Valentine's Day. All right, I'm going to give you a real quick top 10. These are voted the 10 top Halloween cartoons of all time. Number 10, Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Number 9, Lonesome Ghost, which is Donald Duck and Goofy. That was from 1937. And Goofy coined the phrase, "I ain't afraid of no ghost," which was later used in Ghostbusters. Number 8, Broomstick Bunny. Bugs Bunny, 1956. So if you guys want to watch cartoons on Halloween, I'm just giving you a list of some of the classics of all time. So you can kind of listen back to this and kind of use it as your playlist. Number 7 is Hide and Go Tweet from 1960. That was the big yellow monster Tweety. I'm sure you guys have seen that. Number 6, The Skeleton Dance, 1929. That's a Disney production. Number 5, Water, Water Every Hair, Bugs Bunny, 1952. That had Gossamer. So Bugs Bunny evidently was doing some hairstyling on that big red dude, Gossamer. Number 4 is Trick or Treat. That's the Donald Duck version. Number 3, well, I can't even read what I wrote here. Sorry, I have no idea. Oh, it's It's Fantasia. Night something. Sorry. Number 3, I'll get back to you on number 3. I wrote it down in such a hurry, I can't even read what I wrote down. It's Fantasia from 1940. If you guys want to Google it. Night on a Bald something. Oh, mountain. Night on a Bald Mountain, I think. I'm trying to work it out. If you think my typing is bad, woo, you should see my handwriting is terrible. And, yeah, it's Fantasia. I think it's Night on a Bald Mountain. Never heard of it, never saw it, but it is number 3. I should, because it's very good, I guess. Number 2 was Shanny D. The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown is number 2. And now I'm going to give all of you a chance to list the number 1 cartoon, animated movie, all of the above, whatever, of all time is, let's see who can get it. Number 1. I don't know, Steph. How about Scooby-Doo? Is that your number 1 guess? Let's see who's got the number 1. Nope, not the Great Pumpkin. That was number 2. Got some people saying Charlie Brown. Nope, not Charlie Brown. You know what? You guys are awesome. Look at this. Everybody's getting it. James Gallego says Nightmare Before Christmas. Walani, Nightmare Before Christmas. Lynn, Nightmare Before Christmas. You guys got it. It's it. Tim Burton, 1993. Nightmare Before Christmas is the winner. The greatest Halloween animation voted of all time. So now, this is it. This is the final segment of the night. We've been all over the world here. So I've got to ask you guys, We are down to the final 8 of the 80 showdown. This is the third time we've done this. We started with 32, went down to 16. We've got some random matchups, and if you guys are new, if you guys haven't been here the last couple weeks, the top 8 that is left is, I'll give you real quick, I won't tell you the matchups. We got Fleetwood Mac, we got Prince, we got Hall & Oates, we got Queen, we got Def Leppard, Metallica, Billy Joel, and Journey. So we've randomly matched all of those up. I want you to think. I'll throw a couple facts here or there, maybe a song that you may or may not have thought. What is wrong with me today? That you may or may not have thought about. I'm just making up random words. This is, Emmy, this is Kills Latin. Once you hit 50 minutes in a stream, you just start adding your own different combinations and concoctions. All right, here's the 80 showdown. We're going to start out. And I already know a couple people have mentioned some of these songs earlier tonight. We're going to get down to our final 4. Journey is up against Billy Joel. So I need to know your winner, Journey or Billy Joel. So just a little fact about Journey. First of all, they never won a Grammy, as good as Journey is. And when Steve Perry left, John Waite stepped in and they became Bad English. Now, I wasn't a Bad English fan, but I was a John Waite fan. I'm missing you. Every time I think of you, I always catch my breath. And I'm still standing here, and you're miles away. And I like John Waite better than I do Journey. But Journey versus Billy Joel. Billy Joel, I mean, come on, you know. Honesty is such a long... I mean, so many good Billy Joel songs. She's always a woman to me. Wow, here we go. Let's go. I'm going to start from the top. We've got Journey, Billy, Journey, Billy, 5 Billies in a row. Then a Journey, then 2 more Billies, then Journey, Billy Joel hands down, Billy Joel. Oh, boy. Are there any Journey fans left in the stream? We got a couple Journey. Billy Joel by a landslide right now. Don't go changing, try to please me. There you go. I mean, I'm calling it right now. Billy Joel just slam dunked Journey. Because it's going to take another 30 Journeys to get this thing going. Billy Joel advances to the final 4. This shouldn't surprise me. What surprised me, honestly, is that Journey got this far. Because Billy Joel, to me, is a legend. I mean, there's easily 20 fantastic Billy Joel songs. I don't think I could give you 20 great Journey songs. There's some pretty good ones. But yeah, Billy Joel, Only the Good Die Young. There it is, everybody. Sorry, Tanya. I know Tanya is disappointed because she loves Steve Perry. And look, there are, Don't Stop Believing, Open Arms, Loving, Touching, Squeezing. But we're talking about Only the Good Die Young, For the Longest Time, She Belongs, So, come on. Anthony's Theme, if that's moving up, then I'm moving out. Billy Joel takes it, moving on to the next topic. Here we go. This is going to be... I should save this matchup for last. I mean, the matchups are already paired. I'm just thinking, do I want to break this out right now? You know what? I'm going to go ahead because the next 3 are really good. Metallica versus Prince. There it is. I'm just going to throw it out there. Metallica versus Prince. Fade to Black. Just amazing. I love the guitar in that. But let's not forget Prince's greatness. How about, baby, 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 what's it gonna be? The Beautiful Ones. Or, I would die for you. Little Red Corvette, Raspberry Beret. But look, Unforgiven, Unforgiven 2. I know it's an odd matchup, but I gotta know. You guys pick the winner. I'm just kind of holding tight. We've got Prince, Metallica, Metallica. It's tied. Prince takes the lead by 3. Metallica cuts the lead to 1. Prince goes back up by 2. Metallica cuts it to 1. Prince. Oh boy. 2 more Metallicas. Prince still up by 2. Tanya's coming in with Prince. Grimes Girl's coming in with Prince. Emmy's coming in with Prince. It's 5. Tommy cuts a lead to 4. What we got? What we got? You guys got to take a stand here. It's not a tie. Prince up by 5. Good point, Steve. What is the 80s without Purple Rain? I'm going to agree with that. Metallica toward the end of the 80s. Israel comes in with Prince. There is no tie. Arthur's coming in with Prince. I'm about to call it. If there's not a lot of Metallica fans that come out the last minute, it's I thought it'd be closer than this. Done. Have to go with Prince. 2 more Prince come in. Prince is done. We've got 2 people in the Final Four. Look, and a few more Prince fans are coming out there. Steph's like, Prince, he's cool. It's almost cabbage night, Steph. All right, we've got 2 people in the Final Four. And I think not next week, but the week after, we'll just do the Final Four and the finals like all at once. Yeah, it was a tough call. This one is a battle of 2 people 2 different groups. I think that some people were a little bit surprised, made it this far. But if you break down the songs, you shouldn't be very surprised. The only thing you should be surprised is that Fleetwood Mac is one of them, and they 70s and 80s. And Hall & Oates probably a little bit more in the 80s, but I'm going to leave it up to you. Fleetwood Mac versus Hall & Oates. Don't Stop Believin'. Thunder Only Happens When It's Raining. And I've went through a ton of Hall & Oates song. I might have actually helped propel them into this point, but how about what was the song? METHODOFLOVE, Method of Modern Love. I remember that one. Obviously Kiss on My List, Private Eyes. Hall & Oates, I thought they were underrated, to be honest with you. I think they're one of the greatest duos of all time. You may have to go back and sort of dig around a little bit and remember a couple of them. All right, but we're starting out. Look, we've got Grim Reaper says Hall & Oates. Walani says Hall & Oates. Mooney, James Gallegos. We got Fleetwood Mac, Fleetwood Mac, Fleetwood Mac, Fleetwood Mac, Hall & Oates, Fleetwood Mac. 7. But then we got 3 Hall & Oates in a row. It's 7-6. It was a blowout, and then it got close. Shanny puts Fleetwood Mac up by 2, but Israel and Jeff tie it up. Easy Man goes Hall & Oates. Grimes goes Hall & Oates. Lindsay. Where you at, Lindsay? I need her to weigh in on this. All right. Zombie Fox goes Hall & Oates. But then we got Emmy coming in at Fleetwood Mac. Kel, Tanya, Hall & Oates. Brene, Fleetwood Mac. Whew, this is so close. Kelly and Steph. It is Hall & Oates by 1. Wilson and Tina B. We're tied. E Beach. Waiting for the last couple votes to come in. I've got Hall & Oates by 1. That close. Going once. Going twice. Arthur ties it up. We've got a tie. It is a tie. Fleetwood Mac and Hall & Oates. Fleetwood Oates. Hall and Mac. Some people are trying to vote twice. Not going to happen. All right. I'm going to call it a tie. Both are advancing to the finals. We've got something unprecedented, should never happen. Hall & Oates and Fleetwood Mac in a tie. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to do that next week. I didn't plan for a tie. All right, last and not least, I don't care. We're going to add new rules to it. So instead of a Final Four, it's going to be a Final 5. Maybe we'll have like 1 versus... Well, you know what? We could have 3 and narrow it down to 1. It's fine. We'll figure out a way to do it. Last one of the night is Queen versus Def Leppard. I'm just going to leave it open. I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to let all of you throw it out there right now. Queen versus Def Leppard. Who you got? Give me your pick. I got an idea who's going to win this one. All right, we're starting out early. Grim Reaper is coming in saying Queen. Steve, it's an inexact science. But we have to have some drama for next week anyway. I got a feeling Queen is just going to run away with this one. Oh, we got 4. Oh, we got 1 Def Leppard in there. Look, I don't even know if we need to do this because, look, everybody's going to pick Queen. Or at least almost everybody. Hands down. AJ says Queen. Carol McFry says Queen. Grimes Girl. A couple Def Leppard in there. We're going to call this early, I think. It's a blowout. It is an absolute blowout. We're not going to have that many Def Leppard fans come out of the woodwork. So we're going to call it right there. It is Queen in a landslide. So let me give you a real quick recap just of 80s next week. So, yes, it probably wasn't an exact tie, but it was close enough to call it a tie. Fleetwood Mac and Hall & Oates both make the finals. Both wonderful bands. Too close to call. Billy Joel easily won. Prince easily won. Queen. So next week will be 5. So 2 people will square off, and then 3 will square off, and you'll pick one of those 3 to get us down to our finals. So that's a little bit what's going on. Real quick recap. We talked tonight about a lot of weird stuff, some weird habits. Leave in the comments once this video goes live. Let me know if you think of any other weird habits. Also, the next big thing, anything that you might come up with or cost savings that could be a way just for you to build and plan for your future. Carl may die. However, we did talk about the alternate pirate theory. So just a reminder with that. Wedding crashers. We know who everybody wants to crash their wedding. Some people said Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. Other people picked some bands that were out there. Interesting Halloween facts, and of course our 80s showdown. I want to thank all of you for being here, spending an hour of your Tuesday night just doing random things. Hopefully this is a break from all the madness out there that is the world, and we get a chance to sort of focus in on our own little topics. If you want a topic to be included in random things, there were a couple things that some people had mentioned. I couldn't get it in this week's, but I'll get it in 2 weeks when we come back from the Halloween break on Tuesday, not Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. If you have some ideas, send it to me on kick@kilzhot. This is a very imperfect stream, so lots of mistakes were made, but that's just how we do it. This is how we do it. Thanks, everybody. If you want to shout out, just give me a quick 999. The video is now ending, and I will talk to you all tomorrow night, Wednesday Walkers. We're going to talk about Carl and some different theories that are out there. Thanks, everybody. Easy Man, thanks for being here. MD Grim Reaper in the house. James Gallegos, appreciate you being here. Tanya, appreciate you being a part of this. And sorry about Steve Perry. Journey just didn't make the cut for us. Maybe in the next one. Jack, thank you. Appreciate you being here. Brooke Wright, pleasure. Mr. Fire. Tina B. Shanny D, a.k.a. Little Michonne. I hope you make it past the whole season, Shanny D. And enjoy the Great Pumpkin on next Tuesday. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow night, hopefully, with some Walking Dead chat. Emmy Desiree Bacon in the house. A.J. Jepson. Jeff Kerrigan. E. Beach. Brooke Wright. Carol McFry. I do double shout out sometimes because the screen's just scrolling up really fast. Zombie. Lynn, the Zombie Fox Myers. Well, Lonnie, Salem Blue. Paul Phelps. D. Mooney. Kel says smile. Tommy, Sweet-Ass Enforcer McCandless. Northside Queen, thank you for being here. Jazzy Gabrielle. No relation to Father Gabrielle, hopefully. Because he might not make it either. Who else we got? I'm all over the place. And I will miss people, so if I miss you, when the video goes live, just let me know that I missed you. Or tomorrow night, say, hey, Kills, you forgot me last night. Wilson, what's up, Wilson? You guys have a wonderful night. I appreciate all of you guys being part of the stream. All right, we are in the closing credits. I know Carol McFry's in the house. Diane Estes in the house. Easy Man. Thanks. I appreciate that. You know what? I'm going to stop when somebody says we love you back. You better believe I'm going to read that comment out. Grimes Girls like a popsicle on a hot summer day. Israel Marion. Thank you so much, Israel. And also, and I didn't promote a whole lot, keep in mind we do have 909 Sports. So if you guys are sports fans, Tommy, Kel, Steph doing a lot of work over there. I know we had to cancel the streams last week, but this weekend we will have college sports predictions. We'll also have NFL football predictions and fantasy sports. And we're going to try to start to squeak in a stream on Thursday night. I'd love just to get a little extra time and do a Thursday, Saturday, Sunday combination of sports. But you know that this time of year is a lot of Walking Dead stuff. And we find a way to incorporate Walking Dead in almost everything we do. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing for this channel and being a part of it and helping to kind of form these videos. These videos are all about you. Talk to you soon, everybody. Have a good night. Peace.